Okay, students, a number of kids in class have asked me to show how I made these simple glow materials that I've been using in the classroom. And I'm going to show you not only how to make them, but also how to set it up so that it's easy to make multiple. So I'm going to open my content drawer and be in my content folder here and go ahead and make a new folder. I'm going to call it materials. I'm going to go in this folder. I'm going to right click and choose create new material. I'm going to call this glow master mat, M-A-T at the end for material. And I'm going to double click and go in it. And this is our material input here in our settings. And we've used this before when we're getting textures from textures.com and connecting them to different places. But you can also use the built-in pieces, of which there are many, in Unreal to create your own. And we're going to do it really simple here. I'm going to choose constant and choose constant 3 vector, which gives us basically a color picker. And I'm going to choose bright white here and connect this to my base color. And I'm also going to, I wouldn't connect it next to emissive color, but I'm first going to type in here a multiply, which will multiply that color by a number, probably a constant number. I'm going to apply this to my emissive color. And we will immediately see here that it is already glowing because white is sort of our max option anyway. Now I'm going to take this B bit here on my multiply and right click on it and choose promote to parameter, which then it asks me to give it a name. I'm going to call this emissive power. And pull it down here, and we can see its options over here. I'm going to set its default value to 1 for now. And because it's a parameter, we can now see it on this secondary tab here. It has a global parameter in this material that we can change. Next, I'm going to choose my color here and right-click on it and choose convert to parameter. And again, give it a name, and I'm just going to call this color. And this is all we need to do to make a glow material. Now you could redo this over and over again for each color you want, but there's a much easier way, which is why we set up these parameters here. I'm going to click Save. And we can see here in my content folder, this will now be glowing, and this is my glow master material. Now since we made parameters, I can right-click on it, and instead of duplicating, I can instead create a material instance. So this new copy here, I'm going to call it glow red, and it ends automatically here with material instance. And if I double click on it, instead of opening in the material editor, it opens with this orb that I can see and look around at. And over here, it now has some parameters that are built in. So I can click the checkbox here to turn these both on, and then I can change my color picker. This is now red. And if I increase the emissive power to, say, 5, we will see a much brighter glowing red. I can do this again very quickly and easily, create a material instance. I'm going to call this one red 2. And this time, I'm going to do the exact same thing, color on, red, and turn the emissive power to maybe like 3. And we'll see how it produces a different result. I'm going to make another one just real quick. We'll call this one blue, just for variety's sake. And give it a blue color. And I'm going to leave the emissive alone, I think, at 1. Can always come back and change it later. Now let's look at see some of the differences here. I'm going to dock and put some of these materials on here. Here will be our red 1. Here will be red 2. We'll put blue on here. And maybe white on this bottom one. Now, they are definitely glowing, but we have a very bright scene here. So I'm just going to really quick grab our light source and turn the intensity down to like 0.05 to make it quite dark in here. And we can already see the way that different amounts of glow, different intensities cause different effects. Let me go ahead and find my skylight and turn it down as well, like 0.05. And again, we can start to see how different intensity values throw different amounts of light. This is the one at 3, and then this is the one at 5. So that's how you make some really quick emissive materials. You can also make these materials like this and change out certain channels on the objects that you already have in your scene. So you can, if you import objects, you can change out their existing materials with glowy ones to add glowy materials.